Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is Niakat Zaman. What I've chosen is, this is Sahih Muslim. This is a version of Sahih Muslim I've got. I'll put the link to the book which I'm using in the comments, and we're going to be going through these hadith. So here's where it starts from, and then what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through here, all this, right? And then this next page, all that. Well, we're not going to do all of this. We're just going to do the hadith which are the ones that are concerning us. So it's going to really kind of right up to there. That's it, really. I'm not going to do that one. That's a different that's a different one. Okay, so let's start with this then. So this chapter, the chapter headings in Sahih Muslim are basically by Imam Nawawi. Okay, so Imam Muslim didn't really write these chapter headings. These are written later on, much later on. But the hadith, I hope you guys can see this hadith. This is the hadith that we're going to be drawing out. Now, if we do make mistakes, it doesn't really matter if we make mistakes, because the whole point of this is just exercise to see how this works. Let me just find a suitable pen. Okay, hopefully this pen should work. All right, so let's start off with this then. So this is the hadith, right? So the hadith text is this one over here. So in shiddat al-har فأبردوا الصلاة فإن شدة الحر من فيه إذا اشتد الحر فأبردوا الصلاة فإن شدة الحر من فيه جهنم. So okay, so let's start off then. So we're going to put, the way I kind of do it is like this. I'll start off from the bottom. So you can start from the top if you like. Start from the bottom. So I'll put the hadith there. إذا اشتد الحر, and then ... just leave dots there. So the hadith narrator Abu Hurairah now. So this hadith, you have Abu Hurairah. Okay, so he is the Sahabi narrator of this hadith. Now, what I quickly tend to do is I look at the other hadith as well. So this one's Abu Hurairah as well, this version. This one's Abu Hurairah as well. So it seems as they're all going to be Abu Hurairah that he's bringing. This one's Abu Hurairah as well. This one's Abu Hurairah as well. Abu Hurairah. Abu Hurairah. Okay, and this one is Abu Dhar. Okay, so this one's Abu Dhar. This one's a bit different. The others are all Abu Hurairah. So okay. So Abu Hurairah, he narrates to, who does he narrate to? So he narrates to Abdurrahman, or Abu Salama, the son of Abdurrahman ibn Auf. So we're going to start off with this one and say, okay, so Abu Salama. Okay, so you don't have to worry about making it neat or anything. If you want to write it later on again, it's up to you. And he says, Wa Ibn Musayyib. So this is also narrated by Ibn Musayyib. So Sa'id bin Musayyib, Ibn al-Musayyib. Alright, so you got two people there. And then both of them narrated to Ibn Shihab az-Zuhri. So Ibn Shihab, who's Ibn Shihab az-Zuhri? I might be using their different names that they have. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that as well. And then he narrates to Al-Layth, contemporary of Imam Malik. Al-Layth. Layth narrates to Muhammad. Okay, Muhammad. Let's put Muhammad bin Rumh. Then you got this ha here. Ha here means a new chain starts. So basically Layth also narrates this to Qutaybah. Okay, so Qutaybah. And then both these guys narrated to Imam Muslim at the top. Right? So here we've written down this chain. Now this chain basically is, you can see this chain. So this chain is really multiple chains, this is. Right? So, you know, we've got Abu Salama chain, Ibn Musayyib chain, Muhammad ibn Rumh chain, Qutaybah chain. So, okay, so we've done one hadith. Now let's do another one now. So the other one is, so what I'm going to do, I'm thinking, should I do it in a different color? If I do it, okay, if I do it in the same color, but I do the lines in a different color, I think that will make more sense. So what I'll do is I'll do it that way. So you got Sa'id bin Musayyib, and you've got Abu Salama again, the same two, right? So they narrate from Ibn Shihab, And then he narrates to, so before he narrated to Layth, but this time he's going to narrate to Yunus. So he narrates to Yunus, who's a contemporary of Layth. So for him, let's make a red line. So this time goes to Yunus. Yunus then narrates to Ibn Wahab. So Ibn Wahab's not here. So he's a contemporary of these guys, Ibn Wahab. And Ibn Wahab narrates to Yahya, and Yahya narrates to Imam Muslim. So I'll make all these lines red. Alright, so we've got that over there. Now let's have a look at the other one then. Alright, so he says, okay, Abu Huraira, this time he narrates to Busr ibn Sa'id and Salman al-Aghar. Okay, so this one, Abu Huraira, he's going to narrate to Busr ibn Sa'id and Salman al-Aghar. So I think this over here. I think let's narrate from here then. So okay, so this is going to go to Busr ibn Sa'id, Salman al-Aghar. So Huraira. So we're going to Salman and Sa'id. Busr bin Sa'id. Okay, so these two then narrate to a guy called Bukair. And then Bukair goes and narrates this to Amr. And then Amr goes and narrates this to Ibn Wahab. So Ibn Wahab. We've got Ibn Wahab, same Ibn Wahab, isn't it? Yeah, so okay, so this is now where I would have to go and do a bit of research now. So when it says over here حدثنا هارون بن سعيد الأيلي وعمر بن سواد وأحمد بن يونس, all three are narrating. قال عمر أخبرنا وقال الآخر حدثنا ابن وهب. Okay, so قال أخبرني عمرو أن بكيرا. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is we'll cross this out, we'll put that there, make a line there, and then from Ibn Wahab we're going to have 3 lines going out. So those 3 lines are Harun, and we've got who else is there? Another guy called Amr al-Sawad, Amr ibn Sawad, and then Ahmad. And all 3 of these are also narrating from Imam Muslim. Okay, slight difference in exactly how they narrate. He's just saying Amr uses the word akhbarana, he narrates from Ibn Wahab, and the other 2 say haddathana. So this is like a subtle, I don't want to go into this, but this is like a subtle sort of thing that Imam Muslim is more particular about than Imam Bukhari. So okay, let's do this one blue then. Yeah, so when you're doing these kind of things, a lot of time goes into it, and so you become very familiar with names as well. Names of narrators, and this is excellent exercise for if you want to practice your usul hadith as well. Alright, so that's done. Okay, next one. قال عمر وحدثني يونس عن أبي هريرة. Okay, so وحدثني, right, so now I'll have to see over here. So what he's saying is قال عمر. So this Amr over here seems to be referring to this Amr over here, Amr أن بكيرا حدثه أن بصر. So Amr, Bukayr told him, and then he says قال عمرو. Is it this Amr or is it that Amr over there? Is it Amr bin Sawad or this Amr over here? Now this will be something I would have to look into now. this is where you kind of have to start to think to yourself, okay, now is he referring to Amr Bukayr? So now this is where you'd have to read more. So let's read more and let's try to make more sense of this, and then we can have a look at this. So he says Amr قال عمر حدثني ابن شهاب. So حدثني أبو يونس عن أبي هريرة أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال. So Abu Huraira and Yunus, so Yunus not mentioned here, so there's another Yunus over here. Then it seems to be Amr, seems to be coming into this somewhere. Whether it's this Amr or this Amr, he's not mentioned. Amr وحدثني, and Amr says وحدثني Ibn Shihab. So this Amr is saying that Ibn Shihab also told me عن Ibn Musayyib. Ibn Shihab, so Amr, this Amr seems, or this Amr rather, seems to be talking about this Amr, I'm thinking. المسيب أبي سلمة عن أبي هريرة عن رسول الله بنحوه. Okay. وحدثني قتيبة بن سعيد قال حدثنا. So now he's going to Qutayba. So Qutayba is over here. There's one Qutayba here anyway. Okay, so Qutayba bin Sa'id حدثنا Abdulaziz. So this is not going through late, it's going to Abdulaziz. عن أبيه, from his father, to Abu Hurairah. So you can put that there. And then you have one over here which is actually going through Abu Hurairah as well. حدثنا ابن رافع قال حدثنا عبد الرزاق عن معمر عن حمام عن أبي هريرة. Okay, so it's like a totally different route. And then you've got the final one, which is Muhammad Thanna, is a totally different chain. Ibn Wahab goes through Ibn Wahab. أنه سمع زيد بن وهب يحدث عن أبي ذر. Ibn Wahab, who is over here, can't be the same one. It's got to be a different one. Okay. Alright, so let's write this one then. So, okay, so this Amr, let's get another color for this one. Should we get purple? Okay, I think purple might be good. We have another color. Purple, I think it is. So Amr says that also, I was also told by Abu Yunus. So this, remember, it's this Amr over here. So in other words, Abu Yunus, and he goes directly Abu Yunus Amr. Okay, so that's that. An Abi Hurairah. And also he says حدثني Ibn Shihab and Ibn Musayyib wa Abi Salama. So Ibn Shihab has also told me this. So you see you got one that goes there. Okay, Ibn Shihab, both of them. So every time you get this hadith from Ibn Shihab, you're going to get it through these guys. And every time you get it through Amr, you might go through Ibn Shihab, you might go through Bukayr, or you might go through Abu Yunus. Okay, and then he says حدثنا قتيبة بن سعيد. So this is a new chain then, so draw a new chain. قتيبة بن سعيد, so let's go backwards. Abu Hurairah from his father, so Abdulaziz bin Al-Ala. So this is Al-Ala. Al-Ala narrates to his son Al-Aziz, and Abdulaziz narrates to Qutayba. Okay, so the Qutayba. Very short chain. And in fact, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people in that chain. Alright, so let's use a different color. Let's usually use green. Let's use green. So for this chain, okay, so you got that chain there. I'm going to call this the Abdulaziz chain. And then we have one more chain, but this is a different, from a different Sahabi. Is it the same Sahabi? No, actually the same Sahabi. Goes to the Abdul Razak chain. Alright, so now this is going to be a totally different one, separate one. So Abu Hurairah, he narrates to Hammam. Hammam narrates to Ma'mar. Ma'mar narrates to Abdul Razak. It's a famous chain. Abdul Razak narrates to Ibn Rafi'. Who's Ibn Rafi here? So has Ibn Rafi come before? Okay, let's have a check. Ibn Rafi. هارون سعيد. كن سعيد حدثنا الليث قال حدثنا محمد الرمح. الليث حرملة أخبرني وهب. So no Ibn Rafi over here. Okay, so let's write down Ibn Rafi. If we do have made a mistake, it doesn't matter, we can always amend it. Ibn Rafi to Muslim. Alright, so let's make these. I don't want to make these curved, but I've got no choice here. So that's all of this chain for the Abu Hurairah version. Now you have another version over here, which is the Abu Dharr version of this hadith. And if I make a chain over here, a separate chain, we can actually make Abu Dharr. And Abu Dharr narrates this to Zayd bin Wahab. And he narrates this to Abu al-Hasan, and then he narrates this to Shu'bah. It's got some new names here, some big timers. And then you've got Muhammad bin Ja'far, and then you got Muhammad bin Muthanna, Muhammad bin al-Muthanna, and then you've got Imam Muslim. So it's a totally different chain, different Sahabi, but very similar hadith. So this hadith you would actually call a shahid of Abu Hurairah's chain. It's a shahid. Okay, and these various hadith that you have, these are chains over here. These are what we call mutaba'at. Right, so these are the mutaba'at. As you can see, Ibn Shihab is a kind of main sort of figure here in this hadith, and over here Bukair is like a main guy over here. Yeah, so that's the kind of main thing to understand over here. If you want to do more research into this, what I would suggest is maybe looking into the various different reasons for these differences over here, like Ibn Wahab's over here, and maybe the differences between the Ibn Shihab and Bukair. And we can also look at the varying wordings as well. So anyway, I'm just going to do that. I just want to show you how you write it up. Let me know if you think I should draw some more like this, or there's some more details that you'd like to know. Now, I'm not going to do this video where I'm going to investigate each narrator, because as you can see, it's going to take ages to investigate each narrator, right? Or, you know, maybe we can even go through some difference in the wordings. I don't know. That's something which will take some time. The idea is those students who are familiar with the science of usul hadith and they want practice, this is an excellent way of being able to look at this. So this hadith would be what we call a khabar wahid hadith, because it starts off with only a few, but then takes off. Right? So it's a khabar wahid hadith, and there's also mutaba'at in this. There's also shawahid in this. Yeah. So these are the strengthening of the chains, and the hadith itself would be sahih lidhatihi, and then some of the chains might have been sahih li ghayrihi, right, because of the support. And Imam Muslim, usually what he does is he brings the hadith in order of strongest to the weakest. So notice how I've done it. So this hadith over here, Ibn Shihab version, is going to be the strongest version that he has. Then he goes over to this version, the Bukair version, which seems to be the less. And by bringing a supporting chain of Ibn Shihab, you can see he's actually strengthened the Ibn Shihab version. So he first of all brings this, then he brings this version, then he brings this version, then this, then that one. Alright, so it's like he's kind of like going through this motion. Abu Dharr's one may be fine. Yeah, might not be an issue there, but this hadith seems to revolve around Abu Hurairah's version. Alright, so Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments what you guys think of this series, and let me know if there's any other hadith you want me to investigate, and I can do an investigation like this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khair, guys, for all of your support. Without your support, I wouldn't have been able to produce the videos that I've put up on my YouTube channel. And there is so much more that I really want to do. And without the support of you guys who are patrons, generously supporting this channel, I've been able to get myself a camera, which, as you guys can see, the quality of this camera, mic system, software, I've been able to hire an editor. So What do I want to do? I want to make lots and lots and lots of more videos for beginners, for intermediate, advanced, in the subjects like Arabic and fiqh and hadith and tafsir and aqidah and all those other things as well. And for this to happen, again, this channel needs support. So if you guys want to become patrons and support this channel, then check out the link below. Also, if you do become patrons, you'll have access to videos that I don't put up on my normal YouTube channel. So check that out, inshallah, and there's lots of other perks as well that you guys can benefit from. And if you want to access this channel through social media, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, Facebook page, and other things as well that you can visit. So jazakumullah khairan, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khair for watching this video. I hope to see all of you guys. If you guys are interested, please leave us feedback, get in contact with us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.